Hello, hey, good morning. Mitchell here. I'm having a bit of an odd morning. There seems to be a lot of quietness. Um, let's see here. Today is March 24th, and actually it's 10:24 in the morning. And I'm thinking that I'm feeling that there's a pause going on. And as with the breath, you breathe in and you pause, and you breathe out and you pause. And during these pauses, it's as if no things are occurring. There's no doing. And there's simply just being, or being within the pause. And so that's kind of where I'm at today. Is there a message? And the message is, for me anyway, it's a good time to just be. I feel like a lot of times folks get out of being and into the doing, and they substitute this importance on doing over being. And that keeps you very, very busy. It also keeps you very much distracted in the head. And we are more beings than we are doings. And so, taking the time to pause and just examine and watch and experience, purely experience, is where I feel like maybe we have those growth spurts. Because in the pause, at first the mind is trying to think of something to do, and it's looking around and it's wanting a purpose. But if we can stay in the being, or stay in the pause, we come into the heart. Maybe we just bring our focus, our attention away from thought, away from this magnetic pull to be doing, and we anchor it into the silence in the heart. And the silence is where all pure consciousness resides. All pure consciousness expands within us at this time. And then we surge forward in consciousness, because we've allowed the consciousness a foothold, a toehold, a grip within. We need these moments of silence, of pause, so that we can learn the language of the soul, of the spirit, of the inner being. We can listen to the quiet, and instead of perceive it as boredom or lack or nothingness, the quiet becomes the expansiveness, becomes the eternity, becomes what it truly is, which is just that infiniteness in which all things exist. And when all things exist within something, to the doingness, it's going to look like nothing. It's going to look like spaciousness. And so spaciousness is okay, as long as we come out of the head and into the heart. And how do we come into the heart? I generally just follow the breath. When there's these places of uncertainty, when I'm not sure what to do, come into the breath, in and out through the nose, consciously bringing it down to the diaphragm, feeling the entire process. And as such, or during these times, bring awareness in. Bring awareness in. As it comes in with the breath, we can pause at the heart center. Awareness is most times, especially in our culture, our society, very much attached to the thinking mind. So if this is awareness, here's the thinking mind that wants to do stuff. And awareness just hangs out with it because that's how we've been taught, what we've been conditioned to do. And we've never learned that awareness is maybe our true self. The thinking mind is just part of this smaller piece of me that is the body and the mind. And then the mind is that piece that's always striving and generally moving away from awareness or away from the essence of awareness. Awareness can go anywhere. But the body can only go so far. I mean, we do try to take it with us, and that ends up causing dis-ease, discomfort. The body lasts a lot longer if we're able to stay in awareness. It stays healthier. So we come into the body, into the heart, into the solar plexus with the breath. And rest in there for a while. Rest in the heart, rest in the solar plexus, rest in that center of the being. Rest in the place that is the body, that is our anchor. And keep awareness here. Somewhat distal from thinkingness. Give awareness a place to take root other than the mind. I know this is different than what I've been talking about, but I feel like it's important. It's the pause that we rarely give ourselves. It's the pause that, when it comes, feels very uncomfortable, so we try to cover it up with doing. It's the pause that is actually the place where we need to go. And when the pause happens out here, rather than going into meditation, it's fascinating because when you go into meditation, a lot of times there's a sense of doing. And so it pacifies the mind and that ever present need to be doing something. But the pause, when it comes from the environment and it tugs at you, and the mind is trying to find, well, where is my purpose in this? And we begin to feel a little bit lost, maybe not as, maybe, how would I put it? Just different. Restless. It's uncomfortable, definitely uncomfortable for the mind. So let the mind be uncomfortable and feel what it feels like to be in the awareness of the heart in spite of the clamoring of the mind. And without the doingness of going into a meditation. Just be in the awareness, be the observer. Sit in the presence of it. And notice. Really, that's all you have to do is notice. Really, that's probably what our whole experience in this body-mind complex is about. Is noticing and feeling and expanding on noticing and feeling. So today, come into breath multiple times, in through the nose, out through the nose, longer exhale than inhale. Be in the awareness and allow awareness to be in the forefront. And it's just a natural meditation. Feel the pause, be in the pause, enjoy this pause. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Suggestions are always welcome. Bye for now.